I thought I would just show you what I'm going to play with today. I grabbed out some of my cardstock out of my scrap drawer, and I cut some I believe these are 3-inch circles, and I'm going to make some just large embellishment clusters. And I've got some of my jelly paper that I cut into strips. I saw Shannon Green do kind of a, oh, excuse me, trying to reach for it, kind of a mosaic type thing. So I'll do this, which is not done yet, because you have to go next to each one of the strips and kind of darken them in to give some definition. But so I had cut some strips, so I have some strips. This is a box of just different things that I have. They're just scraps, but things I didn't want to throw away. And I have another box here of die cuts, some flowers that I made, just all sorts of things. And then this is my lace scrap box. So I'm going to take these things and I'm going to try and make some cluster embellishments and see how they turn out. So I'm going to play for a little while and then I'll be back. I'm back. It's been 2 to 3 hours. And I was going to make a bunch of embellishments, and I'll show you what I did. Voila! I made one. That's the best I could do. It took me forever. So, but I did, all of this did come out of my scrap boxes, and this is a butterfly. My niece had cut out a bunch of butterflies for a craft fair, something she was working on. And this is the wax paper that was left. And so I colored this with my wax coloring. I forget what I called it, but anyways, the clear wax colors that I made. And it worked really well. I was kind of surprised. I wasn't sure if it would work or not. The little banner here, I cut out 2 pieces of the strips from my jelly plates, and then just some of my scrap ribbons, some scrap cutouts. This was paper clay that I had made a bunch of faces out of, and they were in there. A flower. This is a knot off of this ribbon, because I had to cut the knot off so that it would fit under the butterfly, and I stuck it in the center of this die cut. A little die cut heart. This was just waste. I had cut out some this embellishment, and I used 2 pieces of card to give it extra pressure to make sure that it cut, and this was the extra piece. It was in white, so I colored it green. I have another die cut butterfly. I have an origami butterfly that was done out of book paper that I painted green. The only thing that I got out to do this was some paint and my clear wax glazes. So that's all that I used extra, and glue. So everything else came out of the scrap box. So this is what I did. Just do a little close-up here. And it took me between 2 and 3 hours to do this. I was very hopeful when I started cutting out the circles, because I think I cut out 6, and I thought, you know, I'm going to make all these little, well, not little embellishments, but big embellishments with all of my little scraps. And that's as far as I got. But I thought it turned out good. So, and then a couple other things that I did was I just did a couple more of the wax paper butterflies. I just wanted to see how that glaze would work on them, and it worked really well. And then this is the other half of the green one that I have on my project. What I did was I just cut the butterfly down and made it smaller, but it was still too big. So then I cut it in half and just made it like a flying butterfly like that. So I did those with my wax, my clear wax glaze. And then Debbie Dunham wanted to see the necklace done, which I didn't finish it. So while I had the glazes out, I finished the necklace. So Debbie, that's for you. I finished it. Thanks a lot for the encouragement, because otherwise it probably would have sat there partially done forever. So this is what I did today, and it took me forever, but I was happy with the way that it turned out, and at least I did use some of my scraps. So maybe if I just do one thing with my scraps each week, I'll I'll get rid of some of them, because whenever I like start to cut something out, I cut out a whole bunch and then they all go in the box and then I never use them again. So I was really happy that I did use some. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.